Welcome back to CI/CD tutorial using GitHub Actions, and this will be the last video, and we'll cover the how to make a test for it. So up to now, we've tested the code, all the scripts that we need to select event from the data reading, the scheming, to reduce the data and produce some histograms for plots. And now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna make an regression test. So the task is to add a new job test with name test, GGH, and then we will put the dependencies, knowing that we need the scheme, and then which will redirect the output of this executable in a log file. So you can find a hint here. And also in this test job, we need the histogram. Okay, let's go ahead and then update accordingly our YML file. So we are asked to put test here, which needs to run after plot. And then runs on Ubuntu latest as before, and we can still use the image, the root project one this here. And then we need steps. So as always, we need to check out repository, and then uses actions, check out, and we will need two artifacts. The one which is, let's go first here and then direct this output in this file scheme.js.log, and then we need two files by then, right? We need scheme root, we need as well scheme ggh log. So we will add the output and the log file as artifact, and then we also first need to, let's put a name. Let's say it's download. Let's download from scheme. Okay, uses actions. We need to download artifact with name. We can check the name here. The name from scheme is this one, right? this name scheme ch. Let's also download from now plot uses. We need actions, download Fathom with name. Now we need histograms to get this output as indicated in this regression test here. Okay, so now we have completed the first requirement. So we have a test, the new test with plot. We run after plot, and then we also need the artifact from actually the log file, and then also we need histograms. Okay, let's now follow instructions here. So we need to create a directory and make 2 Python files. Okay, let's close and then create a directory, make a directory with name tests. And then let's create 2 files. So the first file will be tests catflow dgh. Sorry, it's a Python script. We need also to create another script with name plot. Okay, so you feel free to copy paste here. As you can see, we have instruction of the content here. This is the content of the Python script. You can just copy paste. Let's open up these tests, the cat flow. Then this will open the log file and search for some lines. And if doesn't match, this will exit with an error. Okay, let's now do the same thing for the test plot. Let's find the content here. So as you can see, we still need the root. And the second script needs the histogram that contain some plots here. Okay, now we have, let's go back here. We have added these 2 scripts. And if you want, you can go further and try to add other tests, such as like use a set something or check some structure inside. Let's first add. So we have, okay, let's Emacs GitHub workflow main. So let's do, okay, up to now we just downloaded. What we need another step. So let's say the first one would be the cat flow test. We need to run we need to run Python tests cat flow, and then gh Python script. We can also add this plot test. And then we will run Python tests plot Python script. Okay, so what do we have now? So we have build scheme that will test, will compile the C++ code to have this executable, which will be used to scheme data, as you can see here. So we will now direct the output in this log file, and then we need to put these two files as artifact. They will be uploaded, and the plot need to download the scheme root file, and then at the end we'll produce histogram that will be uploaded at the end, and the test will test the scheme and the plot. As you can see here, we have two tests, the cat flow and the plot test. Let's then add GitHub. Git add GitHub workflow main. We also need to add the new repository test. Great, so let's now commit with message. Let's call it regression test. Let's call it regression test. Great. So now we can see that we've added the new scripts. Now git push -u origin and the name of our branch, which is add actions. Great. So I can go to GitHub, my username, virtual plan should be this one. Okay, that's fine. Let's monitor now the regression test workflow. What we see, we have 4 jobs here, and that are running sequentially. Now the build is starting. This might take a few minutes. Let's see what's doing. So now the stage of initializing the container just to get the image. Okay, it's running smoothly. So the build successfully. Let's check the, okay, we have an artifact. Great. Let's check the scheme now. It's initializing the container. So let's now have a look at scheme. Okay, maybe we can check the download from the previous. Okay, the executable, the binary file. What we can see also, we can notice that there was, let's first check the scheme. Okay, we asked, okay, we can see the command. Now we directed all the output to this file. This exited without error. And let's see the upload. So, okay, the path that we provide has 2 files inside. And we give it a name scheme teach and has been successfully uploaded. Okay, let's now see the plot. Okay, we check out repository, then we download artifact. Okay, to artifact was downloaded. Then what? Okay, you can see the histogram producing here. We also ask to upload the output file. Okay, which, as we can see, has been successfully uploaded. Okay, now let's have a look to the test. Oh, seems we've made a mistake. Actually, okay, let's go and debug Emacs. And also another feature on GitHub Actions, you can, if you go to summary, you still have the YML that was used for this workflow. And we can see that at some point we used download. It should be download dash artifact, line 69. Okay. Okay, let's fix this. Let's fix this. Okay. Download artifact. Download artifact. Okay. Okay, let's let's add these changes. Let's commit with the message. Okay, we fix a typo. Then git push origin feature add actions. Okay. And let's see the fix. So let's check again. Upload artifact. Okay, this went fine. You can see the compilation commands we used. Okay, let's now monitor the scheme. Still initializing the containers for Docker image. You can see still in progress. Now let's look first take look to the artifact. We can see that the binary was downloaded. And then let's check again the command that we run. Okay, and was directed to the log file. Then we uploaded 2 files. We can see that here. And then, okay, that's fine. So now let's hope this will pass. Okay, initializing container. Okay, let's wait for a moment. Okay, so check again, download. Fine. Check plot. It's fine. Upload. Okay, we can also look at the test that we requested. So we have cut flow test and plot test. Let's see what will happen. Seems we okay. That's fine. Okay, let's see the download from scheme. Okay, we have 2 artifacts. Okay, then there was also download from plot job. Great. Then we can also look at the cut flow test. If you remember well, we were testing if the results are what we expect. And this actually, it could be a test to text physics. Maybe you know some expected value from your data set. So if you have something different from what we expect, maybe you should be careful something has changed, and then make sure and fix that accordingly. We also have the second test here to check if all required plots are there, and it seems everything is in place. Okay, so feel free to play with this example and also try to apply what you've learned to your project, maybe sharing with your colleagues, or maybe working alone for the moment, but you need to use CI tests. Try to see how you can improve or to apply the features you've learned in this tutorial. And that's the end of the tutorial videos. And I wish you a nice day.